How's it going, folks? So, Majestica just recently released a brand new single here. I'm looking super forward to checking this out. So, without further ado, I'm just going to jump on in and give it a listen. Oh, and by the way, the name of the song is A New Beginning. That's it. I'm so excited, I even forgot to mention the name of the song. Rangers, go. What a goof. Um, Interesting song here. I, I feel like it's kind of missing that Majestica charm that I was really expecting. It just didn't really have that Majestica feel to me, And again, and that's not necessarily or inherently a bad thing. A band can certainly go a different direction or do anything, that they want, obviously. But it just felt like something was really missing, that spark that really kind of made Majestica Majestica. It just felt like much more of kind of a run of the mill power metal song. And so I think that's why I'm just a touch disappointed. It's not a bad song by any stretch, but it falls squarely in that middle of the road category for me. It's solid. I mean, it's put together well, and the production's nice, and it just kind of checks all the boxes for kind of just like a standard modern kind of power metal song. Although there were definitely flavors of more of kind of a classic, almost 2000 style woven in there. But at the end of the day, it just felt much more like a straightforward kind of modern sort of power metal song that just it didn't really pop. It just didn't really rise above the crowd. Like if Majestica didn't already have the name Majestica attached to them and their releases that they've done in the past and all that stuff, if this was like their debut single, I'd be like, all right, so we have another relatively cookie cutter kind of power metal band coming out, So it just left me a little bit underwhelmed with that regard. I really like the guitar work, quite a bit, especially like there in the beginning and stuff, and then the keyboard was nice, I feel like the verses and stuff was much more akin to kind of like a classic sort of power metal style, but the chorus and stuff was much more of just somewhat the modern kind of style. So I really liked the verses a lot. Like when the song started and the guitar's going and you're the keyboard and stuff and the melody, I was like, man, awesome. We're getting off to a great start here. And even the vocal melody and the verses, I was all on board, all aboard, as Tommy says. I was all on board. But then once the chorus hit, I got off the train. So, and it was, luckily it wasn't moving too fast, because I was on board. But, I was tentatively waiting for like the chorus and stuff. So it's kind of like the train was just sort of leaving the station, hasn't gotten up to full speed yet. And I just kind of grabbed my bag and just kind of hopped off. Maybe I fell, did a couple rolls or whatnot, and got up and brushed myself off and went on my merry way. So that's really how I feel about it. And I like the verses. I like the guitar work and all that stuff. The vocals, of course, I'm not really going to talk about because, the vocals are amazing. He's got such a great voice, such a great range, those high notes and everything. Really, really well done. But that chorus, I just feel like it's a chorus I've heard like a million times, with the melody and everything. And one thing, I am not against like that chanting kind of style or, you have the whole band kind of chime in and all that stuff. Not against that at all. I feel like that can really kind of contribute a lot to a song when used well. For example, in the verses, I thought that was fine. I thought it sounded cool and all that stuff. But then when you get to the chorus, and Tommy kind of sings a line, and then you hear like the chants bump 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 or whatever. Just a very kind of mundane sort of thing that again I just feel like I've heard that chorus like a million times before, and I just maybe I'm just a little fatigued with that trope of kind of having that sort of chorus where you kind of have a line, you have like the chants and the line. But there was nothing really dynamic about it all. It just felt very, very run-of-the-mill. And again, it's a trope that maybe I'm just fatigued by it. You hear that kind of thing all the time now. And, there's other bands where it's kind of in their DNA to do it, like Ornogan or Powerwolf or Sabaton or, things like that. You kind of expect that sort of thing. but I wasn't really expecting that sort of thing here from Majestica. So when that chorus came up, I was like, really, wow, huh? I don't know. Again, I just felt a bit underwhelmed. I mean, the guitar solo was tight. Again, I really like the keyboard. I do wish the keyboard was a little bit more prominent. I feel like that could have added or contributed a little bit more of the kind of classic Majestica sound. But yeah, I mean, as it stands, it just left me a bit underwhelmed, and yeah, I mean that's kind of my thoughts on that. I really wish that chorus was a bit more dynamic and not just very very just kind of similar to a lot of different things. But because I like the verses quite a bit, so yeah, that's my thoughts on this song. Again, it's not a bad song, but it's not great either. It's just really in that middle of the road category, and yeah, it left me a bit underwhelmed. So I'm curious what they're going to continue to do. Especially now that Tommy has left Sabaton to focus more on Majestica. Hopefully, we'll be getting more consistent kind of releases from the band, and see what direction they're really going. Because yeah, I can't really base it off of just one song. So we'll see what the future holds. But let me know. I'm very, very curious, folks. Let me know in the comments down below. What do you think of this song? Did you love it, or did you feel kind of like I did? Are you big fans of Majestica? How does this song kind of stack up to some of the stuff you love from the band? All that good stuff. Let's talk about it, and I'll catch you all next time. Ranger, out.